Hi, I'm Trisha, and welcome to Flue the Coop. It's been a while since I've been on here, and I thought I'd jump on and tell you where I've been. So, I was at my mother in law's for a little over a week because her caretaker got COVID, and we hadn't gotten our substitute people in place yet. So, that was me. And I got quite a bit done at her house while I was there. I made her kitchen. She has a very large kitchen into like a setting room. I moved out her cabinets and a bunch of dishes and everything and moved the couch up against the wall and got a little table. And I can say it was a lot more enjoyable because I had a little place that I could go and get away. And it was just kind of like a little bit more homey than, because the living room is basically like a bedroom for her in a hospital room or something, or a care facility actually is what we've turned it into, and it's just not comfortable. So I did like that, and the caretaker likes it too, and so does her children, because it's not so much stuff all around that can get all messed up. I'm looking at you sideways, I think. So um, I just thought I'd get on and have a little fireside chat. Do you want to come over here, Kitty? Because some people wanted to see her again. Um, there, there she is. Say hi. Cats can't say hi, and I do know that. But I have started talking to her a little bit more since Wendell's not here to hear me blab on. And that's one of the things that is I'm really missing, is that communication that would be like 24/7 if I wanted it. He wasn't that far away. I just pick up a phone and call him if I needed him, or when he was at work, or no matter where he went. Um, so I'm still dealing with that. I just didn't think I was going to cry. So I brought tissues just in case. But I'm going to try my best to get through this one without crying. So it was pretty hard being away for a week. And when I came back home, I had there was a storm while I was gone. There was a couple trees that had fallen down, and one of them was probably that big around at the bottom, and it's hanging up into another tree. And so I had a tree guy come out, and I don't know when he's going to come back and cut that one down. He wants to just leave the wood there, but I'm not sure that I want that big old thing laying out there. Because although I didn't get much done last year, I planned on catching up this year and getting some stuff finished. So, and then the other one, it's not that big, you know. So, and I have one that's about that big that's dead that I want cut down. It's next to my shed. It's the one that I would hook my hammock on to. So I'm gonna have to figure out a way to, I guess, the flue and fireplace. Oh, shit. Ouch. I'm gonna have to stop this and come back. Okay, I'm back. What a silly willy. I forgot to open the flue. So I'm probably gonna die in here from the fumes. Well, anyhow, I don't know how much of this I'll have to cut out, but I have a blister on my finger now because I'm kind of like an idiot when it comes to that thing. Oh, I just open it. No, it's hot. Um, so, anyways, it did warm up the room a lot faster than normally. I guess that's because the heat wasn't going out the top. I think we're okay. Let me know if you see something going on back there behind me. I thought I was going to have a fireside chat, and maybe I'll just have a whole fire. No. So, what was going on? I am going to be going on a little women's meetup. And it's going to be at the same uh, place in Baltimore that the one that my husband took me to. The reason I went with my husband in July, although it's a woman's meetup, is I had followed Lulu's way for a long time. I kind of just watched her when she was with her old van and how she had made the place where the seats folded down in her vehicle, when she had taken the seats out, and she had made that area into a cooler of sorts. And I thought, how smart. And she had got a one of those portable like refrigerator freezers or freezers, um, car ones that truck drivers use and campers and stuff. And she would freeze the ice packs and then put them in that area. And I thought, really smart. But what really attracted me to her, is not some of her ideas, that they were so similar to how I think and how I would use something and make it into something completely not what it was used for and everything. Plus, she was funny. So I had followed her, and she was having a meetup, and it happened to coincide with a week that my husband was on vacation. And I said, can we go to that? Because we were busy taking care of his mother, as you all know, or most of you know if you follow me. And I thought that would be really nice. And we were supposed to wear pink shirts for the one dance because she made up her own song and everything and danced to it. And I thought, and if you haven't checked her out, it's called Lulu's Way. And if you look at the last meetup in Maryland, you might see me in there. So that was out of my comfort zone. I've never done anything like that before. And he agreed to take me, and he was staying in a hotel. And it turned out that it was very hot for that meetup. And so um, a lot of people were staying in hotels and stuff because they didn't have the air conditioner in their vehicles or anything. So that said, I mustered the courage to go in there with a bunch of strange women. And if people know me, you might think after seeing me on these videos that I'm a real outgoing person. I'm not. I'm getting that way because now I'm forced to do it, but I would always get scared to go into a strange place. But I've been doing it, and I started doing it back then, and little did I know that it was practice for the future. So I thought it would be very fitting when I found out that she was having another meetup in that area. And I thought, well, with Wendell taking me to the first one and now being by myself, and it is going to be 5 months and 2 more days uh, that I've lost my baby. So I thought it would be fitting to go. And I was so busy with my mother-in-law and doing all that stuff down there that when I looked to try and sign up, it was filled. So 40 people had signed up for it. And I was a little bit bummed. I cried because I had thought, that would just be so fitting for me to have my first solo trip to the same place. And then I got to thinking, well, that is quite a ways distance from where I live, and quite a long ride. And I would have to find some place to stay the night in between because I don't think I could drive that in one shot. And so, and I was about to chicken out. And I had mentioned it to uh, a group of us that still talk to each other, or go text each other, and told them that I was a little bit bummed and wondered how I could get a spot. And one lady private messaged me, and she said, her name is Pam, and she said that she'd like to give me her spot because you couldn't take pets on this. And she was going somewhere like the week before, and she was debating on whether she should go or not go, and she wanted to give me her spot. And this woman was so selfless that she did. She gave me her spot, and she didn't even want me to pay her back for the entrance fee to go. Some people I have met, and that's going to make me cry, some of the most wonderful women that I never would have met if I hadn't went out there and done something. So I am going to go on this trip. I've been debating on, do I finish uh, making my uh, expedition into a little camping vehicle. I took an old chair thing that has like 6 inches of foam, on each side, and then you can folds out into like a bed. And where I'm 5'4", I fit on it perfectly when it's folded out in the bed. If you were any taller, you wouldn't fit on it. But it's very wide, and I sleep on my side with my knee out, and I like a lot of room. So, but the camper van has plenty of room. Plus, I know where everything is, and it's really easy to. But it's a older vehicle. It's a 2007, and I just didn't know. So I've been going back and forth, and I thought, well, I just get them both ready because I have to de-winterize the um, camper van and do some other things with that one. I have to make window coverings because I had I have window coverings for the Suburban, but the Suburban is my son's now. So, um, although I could cut them down or make them new, I did order some new Reflectix, and I thought I could make those. There's so much to do. And I have an idea of how to make and do everything, and I did a video on it, and I'd love to do that. But right now, I have the trees. I have to go see the lawyer because with my house and actually the motor home because it's I have to go through probate for those two things. I didn't have to for the other cars or anything. So I don't know. What do they think? The house is in Wendell and Maya's name. What am I going to do? His share goes to somebody else and I'm forced to live with them. So, his will says that everything goes to me, and in our state, everything goes to the spouse, but you still have to go through probate. So it's just a way for lawyers to make money because, I called there, and because my house is not a survivorship deed, well, I didn't know there was such a thing. When we bought the house 20 years ago, I didn't know. So that's a thing. And that's not a big deal. So I got that to do. And on the way down to my mother-in-law's this time, I didn't break down this time, but I did. Something hit the windshield, and there's like a spot that big, right. But it's right in the middle, down at the bottom, so it didn't really bother me driving or anything. I remember when the camper got hit, and it was on my side, the passenger side, and it was right at my eye level, and it was like, you know, I hated it. Couldn't wait to get home to get that one fixed. So anyhow, I got that to do and go to the lawyer, and then there's just so many things that I've got to do before that date, and I'm just now starting to try and clean my house. I have put off so many things while Wendell was sick, and then this grieving and still taking care of things for his mother and her household and this household, things that I'm not used to doing. I'm not used to doing the checkbook. I'm not used to making out the bills. I'm not used to going to the grocery store by myself. I never put gas in my car by myself. It's just a lot of new things, and I guess I'm tired. And I'm kind of looking forward to this here little mini vacation and a time that I'm just going to run away. But I don't feel like I can put more step pressure onto myself by getting the expedition ready to camp in. And, because I would have to build some stuff and I would love to do it because I love making things and doing things. But I know that if I take that on, then I'm going to get overwhelmed before the trip, and I don't want to do that. So I think I'm going to be taking the van. All I have to do is de-winterize it, and well, I guess I got to sanitize the hot water tank, and even though I don't use it, and I would never drink that water out of there, still I've got to do it because I don't want no germs in the water, even if I'm just washing my hands in it. And I don't brush my teeth with, I brush my teeth with bottled water when I'm in the camper. So, yeah, but I'll get that done. And that isn't too bad. Yeah, I liked it when I had a helper. Um, I surely did, because then I could yell out, I've got this, turn this on, turn that off, or something. And then I was thinking, when I get to the venue of where this meetup is at, I know the parking lot. And we had a hard time finding a spot that was level so that we didn't have to level it. And I'm thinking, yes, there would be plenty of women there that could help me, level it. And because for the fridge to run right, you have to have it really close to that bubble in the middle um, to run that fridge, because it's not one of your expensive newer fridges like in your new camper vans, where you don't have to worry about that so much. So that's one of the things that I think about. And where the parking spots are probably going to be very close together, I'm thinking, what if I want to go get ice or something and I have to pull this out? And it's all just stuff in my head because I'm going out and I'm doing something that I've never done on my own before. And my mind is just, what if, it's just that little thing on my shoulder that just keeps trying to say, you can't do this, Trisha. What are you thinking? But I'm going to do it. I'm going to force myself to do it because I know I'll have a good time. And there's a new thing that Lulu is doing for this one. She's never done before, and it's like a spotlight type thing where she normally would talk to people with their pets and stuff. And she's not going to be able to do that because there's no pets at this venue. And so she came up with this, that we could do something like sing, dance, or just showcase one of our talents. I hope there's somebody that's a comedian. I love those comedians. And I don't know what all these women are going to be doing. And um, I just look forward to watching them all and seeing what they do. And it's just going to be really nice. And I'm excited to go and dance again. I loved the last time dancing. I love to dance. And I normally do not dance in front of other people. And I've come out of my shell a little bit when I started this channel. And you've seen me do my cartwheels and twirl my baton. And I think there was a little bit of dancing that I did and stuff. But in front of an audience, the only time when I was in school, I can remember in one of the classes you had to do something and stand up and tell something. I can remember one person, I think it was Donna, maybe, that did it. She peeled an apple, that she did it all in one. It was just one piece when she got done, the whole apple peel. And it didn't matter what you did. And I can't even remember what I was going to do, but and I just kind of got real nervous. And then there was a kid laughing at me, and then I just walked out, and the teacher yelled at them, but it really was me. I was ready to leave. My face gets red and everything. And so I'm not a public speaker, but about, 10, 15 years ago, we had a passion play at the church I go to. Then it was a big to do. A lot of other churches came to watch this passion play. And each person, I was Mother Mary. I know. Imagine that. So each person had to write their own words and their own walk with Jesus as he was crucified. And you had, all the different characters, but they're not characters, but all the people that walked with Jesus that day to the cross. And they all had to write their own words. And it was just amazing what everybody came up with. And I'm thinking, why did I volunteer that I would do this? I have never acted. I have never done anything like that. And I got through it. And so I am going to be showcasing a talent. And it's going to be a combination baton twirling and dancing at the same time. And I'm going to do it. May drop the baton. I may turn all red in the face. But the one thing I'm not going to do is I am not going to choreograph it and have it be certain steps and you have to do this and that and certain twirls and stuff. I'm going to freeform it, because if you freeform it, you don't get in your head about if you're messing something up. That was kind of nice about the being Mary, and I wrote my own words, and I knew exactly, because it came from my heart about how I felt as Mary watching my son, do that walk and fall and all that stuff. And where I wrote my own words, it just came out so much easier. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to just go with the flow, because when I dance, that's what I do. My niece had showed me some dance steps to the bar song. I don't know if you guys know which one that is, but and I'm like, no, I just do my own little dance to it, because I guess I don't conform to the lines what everybody else is doing. When I was a kid, and I was never on a drill team or never a cheerleader. When I was in junior high, well, before I went to junior high, we had cheerleading tryouts, and I made it to the semifinalist, and I chickened out. I did a really good varsity. I mean, but yeah, that was that fear of being in front of large audiences. And you're never too old. So now I'm just going to get rid of that fear, and I'm going to face it, and I'm going to do it. And you'll get to see it. I don't know if I can probably set up my tripod and stuff and record it. So yeah, I'll bring you along. I'll record a lot more of this one than I did of the last one. The last one, I was just too busy trying to figure this out. And I'm so glad that Wendell took me to the last one, because the people that I have met, like I said, are just wonderful, wonderful. And I plan on meeting some more. What I really would love to do is find some people in my state that I can do some local trips. I've already got one planned for June with a person that I had met there, because she had taken off a week in June because we had something else planned, but those plans fell through. And she wants to come to Ohio. And I kind of wish that was this coming month and not in June, because that would have got me over my fears. But she likes to do bike riding and kayaking and stuff like that. So we're not going to do that on that first trip, but she wants to come back once she retires. And hello, Judith, if you're watching. And I think it's going to just be fun. We're just going to have fun So I have to find something, yeah, because I'm scared that if I don't push myself and get out, I won't never get out. I'll stay here and just talk to my husband. And although that's fine, I'm scared. I'm scared that I won't have other human beings to talk to. And it does get to me even now, like in the evenings and stuff. So I get on here and I talk to you guys. And that helps because then when I go to fix the video and stuff and edit it, I don't do a lot of editing. I just sit and talk and you get what you get. But it takes some time. It really does. And my videos don't upload to my cloud real fast, so I can get it onto my iPad so I can do this stuff. And I use this program called CapCut, which is also owned by, oh, what is it? TikTok. And so I'm scared, where TikTok is a Canada company, that it will close down because it was, one time it was, and I could not get on my CapCut to fix my video. And I get there's other video things that you can edit with, and I have to learn those. But I'm learning so many other new things now that I have to pick and choose what I'm going to put into my head, because if I get overwhelmed, I'm worth nothing. And I was overwhelmed by the time I came back from my mother-in-law's. And that's why it took me another week before I got on here to say hi. So that I have come to terms a lot with her. And I did, when she wanted me, when she would say, go out and do this and do this and do that, I would say, I will when I'm get the time. And yeah, I changed some things. I wasn't a puppet. And I know she's lonely, and when somebody's around, she just wants them all their attention the whole time. But I can't do that. I physically and mentally cannot be on call all day long like that. I can't. And that's not a bad thing. And I'm learning to deal with that. I'm learning to say, okay, this is my mother-in-law. My mother-in-law is a different person to the people down there than she is to me. They don't have the history, and it's okay. I just want the best for her. I want those friends to be her friends. I appreciate them being her friends. But I don't have that relationship with my mother-in-law. It's a strained relationship, and it's a toxic relationship. And it's toxic not because of her demands, but because when I'm there and stuff, some of the things in the past come up, and I can't have that in my life. So I am okay with this. I'm okay because I just want the best for her. That's all I want. I don't want to be her friend, and I don't want her to be my mother. So, and I'm good with that. And it's taken me a long time to say, it's okay. I do not have to be in a really close relationship with my mother-in-law. I just don't have to. The Bible says, honor thy mother and thy father, and love thy neighbor as thyself. And I do love her, and I do want the best for her, but I'm not the best for her. I mean, we're not the best for each other, if that makes sense. I can go down there. I can spend days, as long as it's done my way. because I can't lose myself. I can't. And that's not a bad thing. And once I let that go, I actually could enjoy my visit down there because I knew that I was doing things my way. And I just did what I thought was best for her. And I loved it. I really did. I was tired, and when I came home in that windstorm, because I was talking to my sister on the phone while I was down there, and she says, "Oh my gosh, I have to get off of the phone because you could hear the sirens, the tornado sirens in the background and everything." She just lives a few blocks that way, and she said, "This wind is crazy," and I don't know if she took shelter in the basement or what she did. She called me back later and said that it was over, but yeah, that's when the trees fell down. So I'm going to get it all done. And, I would bring you along if I was doing something to my car. But I really think after today, I was laying in there on my makeshift bed and it was so comfy. I fell asleep the other day on it. I mean, it really is because I like foam that's thick. The first time I tried with just some little pads and stuff. It was my whole hip bone is hitting in there, and when you're a side sleeper, you need some cushion because if not, those bones just. And then where I put my knee out to the side, I take up a lot of space, a whole lot of space, and I like a wide bed. And the ones in the camper are not. Our old camper did have because then you could pull them out and it was really wide, because I put stuff down next to the wall of the camper because you don't really actually use that part anyways. Nobody lays up against there. And it was fine. This one where it has the couch in the back that makes into a bed, I don't like because the couch has tufting on it and all this stuff. But it's going to, I don't even like to say this, but with this one person, I can make the couch into a bed and just sleep either way, long ways or whatever. And I don't even have to make the two twin beds because it really wasn't two twin beds because you had that couch part. And it's kind of hard to explain, but where you get up at night, you need a place to stick your feet because when you're older, it's too much trouble to scoot, scoot, scoot. Well, not for me, but it was for Wendell. So, anyways, well, I hope you enjoyed my fireside chat, and I'll be getting back with you. And I still have these ones that I have planned, and I want to do it so bad that finding the time is getting a little bit hard. So, for now, I'm going to say later, taters. Bye bye.